I'm Stefan Holt, and this is News 4 Now for Friday, November 16th. Let's start with a check of the weather. It's going to be cool and clear tonight, and we're looking at more of the same on Saturday. But it's last night's storm that still has everybody talking. How could 6 inches of snow cause such a colossal nightmare? Mount Hope got buried under 18 inches of snow, but you can see that New Jersey and the city got much less, and somehow the wintry storm still wreaked havoc. In the city, Mayor de Blasio said a pileup and then the shutdown on the George Washington Bridge caused a ripple effect that clogged highways, avenues, and city streets for hours. Even the salt spreaders were stuck in the gridlock, which left drivers at a standstill.
It was a nightmare. I cried.
Did you really?
I wept. Yeah, I had a meltdown.
Things weren't any better for New Jersey commuters. Snow-covered roads, along with trouble at Newark Penn Station and the Port Authority bus terminal, caused delays and frustration for thousands trying to get home. That includes hundreds of students who had to spend the night at their school in West Orange. The state also had at least one death related to the weather, when a driver's car slid onto tracks and was hit by an NJ Transit train.
The fact of the matter is, this came out of nowhere. The severity of it came out of nowhere.
Last night's chaos has some local officials calling for heads to roll at the Port Authority.
We can do better, and we should do better.
Councilman Rodriguez is one of several elected officials who blasted several agencies for last night's mess. They say the Port Authority didn't maintain road conditions on the George Washington Bridge before that 25-car pileup. And the mayhem across the tri-state contributed to hours-long waits at the Port Authority bus terminal. Governor Cuomo had this to say in a radio interview today.
Upstate, it's a different reality than what happened like in New Jersey and New York City, where I think they got hit harder than they were expecting.
Turning to some other news today, more than 24 people were hurt when an MTA bus and a fire truck collided in the Bronx. It happened this afternoon at Webster Avenue and East 176th Street in the Tremont section of the Bronx. Surveillance footage shows the bus careening into that FDNY truck. 25 people, including 5 firefighters, had minor injuries. And finally, police have arrested 2 women wanted for attacking a mom on the subway. We first told you about this attack on Wednesday. Officers say they pounced on Margaret Nielsen when her 8-year-old son asked why one of their kids was wearing a costume. The women are charged with assault, injuring a child, and harassment. That's all for News 4 Now. Stick around after this for more coverage on what went wrong during yesterday's snowstorm. I'm Stefan Holt. Thanks for checking in.
City officials call it the perfect storm, but there's nothing perfect about the way city agencies responded, according to City Council member Vanessa Gibson, who spent 9 hours in her car getting back to the Bronx.
Yesterday was a failure. It was a disaster. I am beyond pissed with this administration.
Her emotion matched the anguish of countless thousands who sat in traffic jams.
It was a nightmare. I cried.
Did you really?
I wept.
Today, as crews cleaned up countless tree limbs that had fallen under the weight of wet snow, city officials tried to explain why so many vehicles, including school buses and salt spreaders, got stuck in the logjam too.
There was nothing they could do. We ended up having to get police escorts and go the wrong way on highways.
That's Sanitation Commissioner Catherine Garcia, who admits because of the initial forecast, she only assigned half the number of plows and salt trucks that usually tackle a major storm. The mayor said it would be unfair to blame Garcia or anyone at City Hall.
I am very frustrated at what happened. I think it was a horrible experience for New Yorkers. I'm upset that New Yorkers went through it. I don't think it's fair to say that the city agencies could have stopped all of this.